All right, welcome to SonderStories. I'm Sejal Shah Gulati.
I'm Latika Pai, and with us today we have a very, very dear friend of ours right from Silicon Valley, Sandy Carter.
Sandy is a true woman's woman. She has been a supporter of SonderConnect and SonderStories from the beginning. In fact, I think it happened because of Sandy Carter, so we like to call her our fairy godmother. In addition to being our fairy godmother, Sandy is the CEO of Silicon Blitz, is an influencer on Forbes, top digital influencer for Forbes magazine, Forbes Media, and is a former executive at IBM. Sandy, thank you so much for being with us.
Sejal, Latika, it is always my pleasure. I'm loving what you guys are doing there with SonderConnect.
Thank you. So I'm just going to jump into it. Sandy, I'm going to ask you, do you think you're successful? And I would love you to answer yes and why. And then I'd love for you to tell us who in your life or who you admire to be successful. Who is your model of success?
You know, it's a great question. So do I think I'm successful? You know, I think I would rate that, Sejal, based on the area of my life. So I think I am successful in business because of what I've accomplished. When I was 18, I had a journal that had 100 things I wanted to do. And I think I've accomplished the most significant ones there.
Wow. And do you still have that journal?
I do. In fact, I bring it with me sometimes when I teach like college kids, and I show them that if they can do, you know, what I did and write things down, of course things come off and things go on, but it's a really great way, I think, to guide your life. It helps you to make some decisions.
Yeah.
And it helps you see how you mature, right? Like what I wanted to do when I was 18 is very different than what I want now in some ways, and in others it's the same.
And do you, I just have another follow-up question on this. Do you keep 100 lists now in a different journal, or is it the same journal?
Same journal. So I keep adding to it, taking away, you know, marking off the ones that I do. And I've taught my daughters, I have 2 daughters, to do the same, to make sure they're kind of marking out what they want to do.
That's awesome. So you were saying that your 18-year-old self would be really proud of you.
I think so. I think she would be disappointed that I never jumped out of an airplane and went skydiving, but other than that...
You could tell that 18-year-old... You can tell that 18-year-old self that I went bungee jumping instead for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to go bungee jumping. No bungee jumping for me. But you know, if you look at it overall, and I think a lot of women feel this way, I feel like, you know, sometimes if you look at successful in business, but then not as successful as a mom. Successful as a mom, maybe not as successful as a wife. Successful as a wife, not as successful in business. It's really hard to balance everything together. And I was just at this women's event, and it was interesting. People were talking about the dirty little secret that female executives have to have. And they were saying, oh, either you can't have children, or, you know, your husband can't work, and I don't think that's true, but I do think there are trade-offs that you have to make. And sometimes you might be successful in one area, but maybe not all 3 at the exact same time.
Yeah. And is there someone who you admire?
Oh, I have so many people that I admire for different reasons. Elon Musk. I met him at a South by Southwest conference. I saw him speak. He was wonderful. He was funny. He was, you know, genius. And so that night, I snuck into one of the Tesla stores. And I asked my husband, do you want me to bring you something back? He goes, yeah, a Tesla. Well, wait, I couldn't bring him back a Tesla.
Yeah.
Decided to buy him a T-shirt. And when I went into the store, I went up to this guy who was folding T-shirts, and I said, hey, I can't reach up there. Can you get me that T-shirt? And he brought the T-shirt down, gave it to me, and then finally I looked up and I said, oh my God, you're Elon Musk.
Oh my God, he was folding the T-shirt?
He was folding the T-shirts. he got me the T-shirt. I told my husband I had to buy it. We couldn't wash it because he touched it. But it was, to me, a really admirable lesson in that here he was in his store. He's this rock star superstar, and he's folding T-shirts in his Tesla store. And I don't know if you guys just saw, the other thing I loved was a person, actually happened to be a friend of mine who owns a Tesla, tweeted about some challenge that was occurring with the way that they're charging the Teslas. And Elon Musk, within 6 days, changed the charging stations and made it public from a tweet. Now think about that. He's got 2 million followers,
Wow.
and he was able to consume, digest, and get his company to move in 6 days.
Wow. Wow.
That
So
is
I
out.
think that's pretty incredible.
Very cool.
So Sandy, now that we have discussed success, both yours and of those people that you've admired, what has been the most challenging situations that you have been in?
Yeah, I think the most challenging situation was kind of a combo situation for me. You know, we talk about business and personal and everything else. I was down in Brazil, and I was going to meet the CIO of a major corporation. We were going to celebrate this huge deal that we were going to sign. And I still remember landing, getting to the restaurant early. It was overlooking the ocean on the Copacabana. And as I went up to the platform where we were going to have our lunch, the entire platform collapsed. And I don't remember anything of it, actually, because when I fell, I broke a lot of bones, was put in very serious condition in the hospital in Brazil. While I was there, of course, I didn't know it at the time, but they told my husband I wouldn't survive, I wouldn't live. But then once I got through that point, they came back and they told me, we don't think you're going to be able to walk again. And I was devastated. I can't even tell you the words for it. It was something I couldn't even accept. And so I had several decisions I had to make. My husband flew down, and he was just happy that I was alive. I was happy I was alive too. But then you're like, I can't walk again? Really? And so my doctor came in to see me. And of course, I'm American. He actually had studied medicine from Columbia, New York. And he said, you know what, you have this spirit, this energy about you, that while I would normally say your injuries would cause you not to be able to walk, I just think there's something about you that if you just keep on, I think you'll be able to overcome some of this, not all of this. And for me, Latika, that was a big turning point because it was someone who gave me hope in a situation that would change my life forever. And I'll tell you, it hasn't been easy. I'm now walking on a cane, so I am walking. It taught me so much about how you look on people with differences to you, how your family steps up, how important your family is. Your work is very important, but when something like that happens, it's really your family that surrounds you and supports you, and your friends more than anything else. So it's been a big life lesson to me in resilience. In fact, I heard Sheryl Sandberg just speak this week, and you know, she lost her husband. And she said that after she lost her husband, somebody came over and said, you know, what could we do? And she said, well, I want my husband back. That's what I want back. And they said, well, that's not going to happen, so let's move on to plan B. And that's kind of how I felt, you know, that I wanted not to have this accident. Can't do that, so then what's plan B? How do you adjust? How do you make changes in your life based on what has happened? In fact, Cheryl's going to write a whole book on it. It's going to be about resilience.
I think, you know, I've spent a lot of time with you, Sandy, and you tire me out, and very few people tire me out.
Yeah, that's impossible.
That is impossible. And so it isn't just, I mean, this truly is a sign of mind over matter, because, you know, you've traveled from San Francisco into Bangalore, you know, you're at your hotel. In an hour, you have been, you know, bright and chirpy. You know, normal people are jet lagged for 3 days, right? So I think it would be really interesting for our audience to understand, what are the 3 things you do every morning. It's definitely not easy. You are in pain. You need to, do your physio while you're traveling, but you just do it. I think these are life lessons, pointers that I think a lot of us would really learn on how to move forward in the face of adversity.
Absolutely.
Well, I think, and this may be too, I don't know, whimsical, but, I do believe that the way that you believe and you think in your mind is portrayed in you. That if you think positive, that you will be positive, and that energy will come out of you. And so, I actually, even though the doctors told me I wouldn't walk again, I actually never thought that I wouldn't walk again. I always thought that I would. So every day when I get up in the morning, I always make sure that I'm thinking, reading, understanding positive thoughts. And I know that sounds kind of whimsical, but I think it's really important, right? This is going to be a great day. We're going to do great. We're going to accomplish great things. We're going to make a difference in the world. And I think if you start your day like that and thinking that, then that's how you get that Energizer Bunny level of energy. And I know you do that too, Lizzie. I know you're a very positive person as well. And I do think it really does make a difference in your outlook and your outcome. The second thing I do is I have my to-do list and I prioritize things. I just read a big article the other day about, do you have your priorities? And in fact, Sejal, we started with, that list of 100 things. I always try to say, what is it do I want to accomplish? And what do I want to do long term? And how is what I'm doing today going to support that mission and that goal? And so I think that helps me to stay focused and to prioritize the right things. And then I try really, really hard, and I don't know if I always accomplish it, but one of my mentors once told me that it's actually not what you do or what you say, but it's the way that you make people feel. Mm-hmm. And so, when I come into the hotel, there in Bangalore, I love all those people. I know them by name. We take pictures, we do selfies, and you saw in return, my birthday party was unreal. And so I do believe that, you get eventually what you give. Maybe not right away, but eventually you get what you give.
Damn, I thought you had this secret potion. You took 2 shots of it.
No, that's you.
And we could pass it around. I'm like, oh, sip.
I would love some of that too, that's for sure.
So Sandy, first of all, I'm so incredibly inspired by your story, and every time I hear it, I'm more inspired, and so thank you for sharing that. I think it would be really helpful, a lot of the people watching this and listening to this are going to say, okay, I get it, I should have a positive state of mind, I should have a list, but we'll probably want something a little bit more specific so that they can action on it, right? Because they'll say, look, Sandy, I want to be like Sandy. I, Sejal, want to be like Sandy. What if you can tell us a little bit more specifically in terms of, what book has influenced you, for instance, and what book do you give as a gift most often? What do you recommend folks read? And when you're specifically facing negative energy, not to get too whimsical, but I know that we both feel this way, that positive energy is completely accretive and a multiplier, right? And so when you have that, it's amazing. But then there's often negative energy that comes in, either someone or an event. How do you manage that? So the 2 questions are, one, I know you love to read, so what's something that has deeply influenced you and that you then have shared with others? And second, how do you deal with negative or toxic situations and people?
Well, I have so many books that I love. I guess there's a couple that are kind of my long-time favorites. love the book, Good to Great, because I really believe that the people, Sejal, that you asked me who I admire, if I looked at the common trait across all of them, they're all people who don't settle for good, they want great. And in fact, I love the way that he starts the talk, because he says, good is the enemy of great. And I think that's because it's so easy to settle for good. It's so easy to say, I'm only going to do 5 things today when I could do 10. It's so easy to do that if you don't keep reminding yourself that it's about great, not just good, that you'll settle, I think, for less than what your potential happens to be. I love more fun books too, like Who Moved My Cheese. I think that is a book that, for me, really resonates in today's environment. Things are moving so fast, and you've got to be a change agent, Even today, customers are disrupting us because they're changing so fast. And so if you can't change, it's a problem. And I think that resonates. I've got a daughter going to college, and then Latika, you've got a daughter going to college, you're going to move. So if you just think about it, it's not just business, it's everything in our life just keeps changing constantly. So if you can't adjust, you're not going to be there. And then, of course, I love murder mysteries. And I know that's probably going to scare you guys. But I love murder mysteries. Mary Higgins Clark is one of my favorite authors, because you have to think as you read and you're solving a problem. And I love to see the author's mind process and thoughts. It really helps me. It relaxes and helps me at the same time.
Nice.
I know. Second question. Go ahead.
I used to love Agatha Christie and Sherlock Holmes. I think I've read every one of them multiple times over. And of course, I wanted to be Sherlock Holmes and not Watson.
Wait, does that make me Watson?
Yeah. Elementary, darling.
Yes.
So we're going to end with a rapid fire, Sage.
Oh, yes. Okay. What is your idea of perfect happiness?
A beach.
What is your greatest fear?
Greatest fear. Well, right now, it's letting my daughter go away to college, to be honest. My daughter and I are very close.
Oh.
And she is going all the way across the United States, so it's a 6-hour flight. And I was just looking at her today, and she looks so tiny and little. I'm like, you're not old enough.
Oh.
That's my biggest fear right now.
Oh. What is your greatest extravagance?
My greatest extravagance are my gifts from Latika.
No, I was going to say all the Chanel handbags. Gifts from me are nowhere close, honey. They would pay for the strap and the Chanel.
And my last...
I would really say that if you had to, I like experiences. I like trips, and I like to try new things. And so I think that's probably where I spend most of my money.
Very nice. And my last rapid fire question is, what talent would you most like to have?
Oh, I'd love to be able to sing.
Yes.
Even when you go and do karaoke,
Yeah.
I'm like, don't let me. I want to go up there because I know I can do it, but then my voice.
I have people who pay me to stop. we promise to buy you 2 more drinks, but please don't sing. So my rapid fire question for you, Sandy, is: what do you do for fun?
What do I do for fun? I love to swim. That's what I'm doing right now, is swimming a lot. And then I mean, this is something, one of my favorite things is I have 2 daughters. I take one of them out for tea. You guys know I love tea.
Oh.
And we go out and have a tea party. There are tea houses here. There were tea houses in New York. And my daughters feel very special. The other day I was asking them about our favorite times together, and they were always these tea times.
Oh.
And on National Tea Day, we actually wear the British hats, and we go to this British place.
Oh, how cute.
We have a blast. We have a blast.
Great.
Okay, I'm going to do that with my daughters, by the way. I'm totally stealing that.
Oh, there's great tea houses in New York, too.
Yeah.
what are the 3 things still left on your bucket list?
Oh, nice.
Oh, the 3 things. Well, one, I want to do an African safari. So I haven't done that yet, and that's one of the things that I want to do. 2, I want to travel to 100 countries. So I'm at, I think, 87 now. So I've got 13 countries left to do.
Wow.
And 3, I want to be, I would like to be CEO of a software company.
Okay, 3 I know will happen.
Yeah.
2 I know will happen.
Yeah.
What was 1?
Africa. Oh, that'll happen.
Oh,
That'll
great.
totally
1, 2, 3
happen.
will happen.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I did that in India, right?
And
The
then
Thai
all 3. So the good news is that all 3 will happen and will happen soon. And to just end this conversation, Sandy, how would you describe your life in 1 sentence?
Oh, that's a good one.
in 1 sentence. I would say blessed, happy, with a great family and friends.
That's you and me, Sage.
Yay!
Great, thank you, Sandy.
Next thing would be when I get to come back to India and give you guys a real hug. You
Yes,
know?
We'll come and see you
absolutely.
soon for that.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much. This
Thank
was,
you, Sandy. This was amazing. Thank you.
And as always, we love to spend time with you, and whether it's virtually or in person, it's so energizing. So thank you again.
Thank
for being
you.
with us today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.